What's up, YouTube? It's been a while.
Finally back.
It's been quite a while. It's been, holidays and all that stuff happens, so
We didn't give up.
A little bit of a break, but
We did not give up.
kind of made some slow progress on it. It took a little bit, but we got a lot done. We're just gonna do a quick update video for you and kind of show you what point we're at and what's the next move. And yeah, now we're all right. We're good. So obviously got the motor in there. We got Kane over here.
Freshly installed.
Yeah, so we got the motor in there. We got all the accessories on prior. We added some more stuff in there. Obviously got the new front-facing turbo headers. We got these off of Jegs for $200. It's pretty legit. Yeah, I got the intake manifold, fuel rails. We still haven't fully installed it. Still have the tape over the intake liners. But let's take this off. I'll show them the. So we got the steam vent kit from Motion Raceworks on there. Oh, you gotta show the. We got the harness ran for the engine.
Somewhat.
Fuel pressure regulator mount done. Made a little custom little bracket here. It's pretty great. Got the return line ran. We just need the fuel, the feed line, and then yeah, it's kind of, I guess, just like
We're all tangled up here.
it's cool. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, just kind of like go underneath it.
Alright.
We got the steam vent kit, all four corners, because the 7 and 8 in the back are known to have
You get a
air
little peek at
pockets
that.
in the coolant.
Then
It's an oil consumption issue, and it's no bueno, so trying to avoid as many issues as possible. There's always going to be issues, no matter what. But yeah, so now
we fucked up our pretty wiring.
it's cool.
I'm upset. Yeah, we haven't even plugged anything in yet. We just have all the wires running to about where they need to go.
Yeah, pretty much. We kind of just got everything in the area.
Oh, we did the fuel lines.
Yep. We just need to do the feed because now, once we kind of show everything else in the engine bay, we got the oil return.
We got the Y for the feed to the back, so these two are going on the back of the fuel rail. Then this will come from the fuel cell.
Yeah, so we're doing a fuel cell. We got rid of the stock fuel garbage because we were trying to make the stock sending unit work with the stock tank and just add a return line, but the way the thing was with the stock sending unit, where it had the fuel pressure regulator like in the tank, it was just really stupid. We tried buying like the old one from the previous, the BK1 Genesis, and it still wasn't working. So we just kind of said ditch the stock fuel system, and yeah, I guess I'll show them the fuel cell in the back. But yeah.
So we got the ICT. What is this? The extender bracket for
Yeah, it's for the truck accessory kit. Since we have the truck pulley on there, we use the truck accessories. I got a truck alternator from AutoZone. Tensioner pulley came with the ICT billet kit.
got the starter on.
Yeah, got the starter. What else? The oil filter relocation, which we're actually going to be changing because we're even ditching this. This is a stock LS1 water pump with the ICT billet spacers. We're ditching that and we're doing an electric water pump because we need to pretty much remove this whole area. The electric water pump is literally from here to here. So all of this is just going to be open space, and that's actually where the turbo is going to be sitting. So we need to utilize as much space as possible. And it even works too because we're not even doing a heater core anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, because we had the fabricator come over, and he was saying basically the only place for the turbo to go is somewhere in this general area. So he said either get a new water pump or he'll cut the pump here and weld it up. But
Yeah,
electric fuel pump, I mean water pumps,
yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool
gain some horsepower, I guess.
for sure.
Right?
Yeah, and also too, it's gonna look really nice too because the one that I'm getting, it's so clean.
Yeah. We also cleaned up the engine bay a little bit. We got the, who made that?
Willwood.
Yeah, the Willwood clutch cylinder, the remote reservoir. Took out the brake booster.
Yep.
What's the plan with that?
We're actually, I've been messaging Chase Bays, and I sent them the measurements and the pedal ratio from this car from the factory, and they said that there's no kit that has that pedal ratio with the same bolt, I guess, pattern or whatever for the frame or the firewall.
Yeah, this bolt pattern, they don't have a brake booster eliminator kit that fits there.
Yeah, so we're gonna have the fabricator. We're gonna get a, I guess, a brake booster eliminator kit from Chase Bays with the same brake pedal ratio, but we're gonna just have the fabricator just pretty much fabricate new holes and get that all mounted up so it literally is for my car. Like that's all that needs to be fabricated. So, yeah, that's gonna eliminate the brake booster. It's literally just gonna have a black plate here, and then there's just gonna be the master cylinder off of it, just like this, and it's just gonna look so much cleaner. I'm gonna get a, what is that? That valve, the
Proportioning valve?
proportioning valve. Yes, thank you. That'll come with a proportioning valve, or we'll pretty much be able to tell it exactly where, how much pressure to put to the front and the back. So we're just getting rid of the ABS and all that stuff too.
Oh yeah, we got rid of that a little while ago.
Yeah. That's
Under the car, I
not here.
think.
That's not here. The brake boost is actually over there. Look at how big the. Hold on. Let's see this here. This is just disgusting.
So ugly.
We'll kind of demonstrate on how much we're going to be cleaning this up here. This is kind of ridiculous. So this went here. Like so. Stuck in a little bit more, but maybe an inch, right? Then this stuck on top of that.
Oh, let me get a front. Let me get a front end look from that.
This is disgusting. This is an abomination. So we need to. This needs to not be a thing. And imagine pretty much having, so going from that where it sticks out to the goddamn strut now.
Matt, come give this a hold. Come on.
Give it a
Come on,
hold.
stunt man.
So yeah, it'll pretty much look like that, and it'll just clean it up so much better. It's just gonna
And hopefully we
be
could
great.
get one with a remote reservoir so we could mount it somewhere up here or
Well,
back
we gotta
here.
figure out where the coil mounts are gonna go too, because we're relocating the coils as well.
Oh, yeah,
because of
that's
the
right.
turbo headers. The coils and the wires are just gonna be too close to the headers, and I'm not trying to have a fire or just be continuously burning spark plugs. So, yeah, we'll show you the bracket here and the coils. So I actually had the VIN number from the truck that the motor came out of, so I took the VIN number and I went to my buddy and he ordered some brand new truck coils for it, and I got the ICD billet, I guess remote mount brackets. So we're gonna try and honestly mount them like so. Something like that, like around here, so it's away from the heat.
And then
And we
Same
have
on the
all
other
new
side.
Wires here too. If you- Just look at this. We have a whole new wiring. Plug wires.
it's basically
all the
cut to
connectors.
length.
So we're gonna have them all cut and cleaned up really nice and ran to the side. Just trying to do everything kind of the right way, because I'm not trying to have a fire or anything like that. It's a nightmare and a half. So
Yep.
yeah. So now I guess you want to show them the fuel cell in the tank, or in the trunk. What kind of
Yeah, man.
through?
Oh wait, hold on. We gotta show the Sicky kit. We didn't even show them the Sicky kit.
Well, what do you mean here?
Like the mounts. These are the Siki motor mounts. Just one on each side.
The oil pan.
The oil pan, which fits literally perfectly with the steering rack, which we also...
Power steering delete.
Yeah, we got this, which is basically just a loop line.
Yeah, so what we did was we took the stock fittings that went that the stock fuel lines went into, cut the fuel lines out, and tapped and drilled the stock fitting, the inside of it, since it was hollow, and put a barb fitting, and then did that on both of them, and then just took the line and looped it so it'll still, the fluid can still go back and forth.
So it's not completely blocked off, so it won't be too stiff.
Yeah, so once I put
Hopefully.
fluid in the, do all the fluids in the engine and all that stuff, I'll top off the fluid for the power steering so it can be full and still move back and forth. And honestly, like, when we put the steering rack in the other day, like, I was able to turn the wheels. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
damn, like, it's really not that bad.
Yeah, it shouldn't be terrible. So that's basically it for the motor.
Yeah, I mean, the next thing that we're doing is we're pretty much cleaning up more wiring. The next plan for the fuel is literally just to, when we bring the car to get fabricated for the turbo kit, we gotta explain the turbo kit too. It's gonna be rad. We gotta just do the feed line. I have to order a pump. Probably gonna get an Aeromotive, I think it's an A1000. They said it's good for like, what, 1,000 horsepower?
Yeah.
Just in a boosted situation. So this is, I'm not gonna be pushing 1,000 horsepower, so I just wanna make sure that we don't have like a pump that's maxed out. And when the fabricator gets the car, we're gonna have him weld the steel plate on in the trunk, so it'll be able to mount the fuel cell pretty good. And we gotta get all the back U lines done, along with, like, that's when we get the turbo kit done. Turbo kit, he's literally doing, this is a 3-inch collector. We have E-bands and everything for it, so he's just gonna weld a tube that goes this way. He's gonna shorten this, the turbo is gonna sit down here. Obviously we're gonna have more room since we're getting rid of this. And then there's gonna be a pipe that goes down, and this is just gonna be, it's gonna turn into a Y pipe, just go straight into the turbo. And,
This side's also getting cut, right?
I think so, I'm not sure.
Because we had the front crash bar or whatever back in when the fabricator came in. He said that he'll be able to make it work, but it's kind of tight.
Yeah. So, I don't even have the stock front clip in the garage here to show you guys, but we're actually ditching that, and we're going to be doing a whole tube front end. So it's going to create like so much more room to mount the radiators, and so then I'll be able to do more of an oversized radiator, and the intercooler all cleanly done. I'm going to get everything powder coated. It's going to be nice. The new grill is going to really make that look insane too.
Yeah.
So the whole front, I'm doing the whole mesh piece, so you're just gonna see the whole tube front end with the intercooler and all that. I'll show them the fuel cell. So yeah, we got a 22-gallon fuel cell from Summit, and yeah.
So basically, we just got to run the feed and return to these two and the new fuel pump.
It's gonna be mounted in the car, probably next to the tank.
And we got the brackets and everything to go under it, above it, all over it.
So back here, there's a plate right there. So there's like a whole opening where the stock evap system was. We actually pulled all that garbage out. And in that plate, we're going to drill holes and use weatherproof grommets so we can run the fuel lines through underneath the car. And it'll just keep everything all nice and clean. And yeah, like I said, the pump's probably going to be mounted on the side, either side, or even in the back along that whole thing.
Got plenty of room in here.
Since right here on the side, you can see that whole part dips down, and that's why I want them to weld a steel plate, so then it'll just be, plus it'll add weight too for traction, because
Where the you're talking about where the spare tire was?
Yeah.
Like underneath this? Yeah.
So we got the crash bar installed, we got the interior wiring harness pretty much put in. A lot of we got the fuse box here, all the plugs are plugged into it. There's going to be some plugs that we're not using in the middle because we're not using the factory gauges. I'm getting all aftermarket gauges and putting them in here. What else? The heat, the airbag for the passenger side, it's going to be used.
We took out the box that was for the airbags. We deleted those.
TPS.
Weight reduction.
Yeah, we got rid of those airbags.
There was an airbag that literally ran the entire length of the headliner.
Because I said in a previous video that I'm doing a cage, so like people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're getting rid of the airbags." There's no point in having airbags. Like when I have a cage that like I'm doing, there's gonna be a bar that goes from here across the whole top to the other side. There's gonna be bars coming off of that going down to the body or the frame or whatever down here on each side. There's gonna be an X in the middle. There's gonna be the harness bar, and I'm having door bars with racing seats and harnesses. So if I get into a crash, whatever, I'm not going anywhere. And if I have airbags when I crash with a cage and a harness and all that's gonna do is just destroy my interior. So there's just no point. So good.
It's perfect. It was meant to be. Sorry, my OCD's kicking in
It's all good.
real
So we
hard.
got the steering column in with the steering wheel. I'm actually going to be doing an aftermarket steering wheel as well.
We only have the clutch pedal in right now because we're not using the factory gas pedal and the brake pedal. We're trying to figure out the whole brake booster eliminator thing.
But once that's figured out, we're going to have that all finished and done. We just got to run new brake lines and stuff.
Somehow the factory shift knob well, not factory, but the one that was on the stock shifter works on the Siki extension.
Yeah, it's the same thread pattern. It's hysterical.
It's so good.
So yeah, now what we're going to be doing for the interior, since we got most of the wiring for the interior items all done, what we got to do is run that harness along the interior. We're going to put it probably along the firewall. If not, we're going to zip tie it over here on the crash bar. Get all that run so we can get all the interior items and everything to work. We just have to give it power from the new harness for the new computer for the LS motor.
Which the new harness is running in. I don't know if this is finalized yet, but it's running in through this hole. And the new harness came with this fuse box. And then that's where the ECU hooks up. That'll be around this area, hopefully mounted up here. But yeah, the only thing we have to run for the harness is power, lines to the fuel pump, the fans,
And the gauges and stuff.
yeah, gauges, whatever we can get to work with that. But yeah, where was that harness from?
Wiring Specialties. They were actually very helpful. They're nice people.
It's sick looking. It's so clean.
Yeah, they used they even labeled it. It's gonna be good. We just gotta do this new harness on the interior. Take a seat here.
Oh, we also can't figure out the steering wheel. Wait, this locks now?
Because you didn't have the key in it.
No, I mean like forward and back, and like the tilt. I thought that wasn't. So tilt's working. Oh, all right. Yeah, so there's a lever underneath here. That, which is like, there's some sort of mechanism that we just haven't quite been able to figure out
I'll
yet.
take the phone here. This is kind of annoying. It's this little clip here. So it hooks around here, and then this is gonna go all the way underneath here. So then this stays in place. We can tighten it down, and then we can adjust the steering wheel, like the whole column.
So right now it's just free, up and down, telescoping.
Yeah, so we gotta be able to get that in there so we can lock it in place, because that's fucking annoying. Yeah, other than that, I mean, everything in the interior and the dash is gonna all pretty much all piece together and go right in. We just gotta get power to the new harness, well, to the old harness from the new harness, and wire in, like, the gauges, and what else?
Fuel pump,
The fuel pump,
fans.
the fans.
What else is on there? Ignition.
Yeah. But a lot of that stuff, though, is like pretty simple and straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is coming along pretty good. I got new gauge pillars with for the 3 gauges there, and then doing 3 here.
And also we are putting most of the interior plastics, and we're putting the carpet back in.
Yeah, I have the carpet literally right there, with a lot of the plastics and stuff. Like, we're keeping it as factory looking as I can, as far as, like, I'm not trying to gut the whole thing. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm trying to do some weight reduction for sure. I mean, I have, but I'm not trying to go, like, full retard, I guess you can say.
Anything else, Howard?
I mean, not really. What else? What else is there?
We show the dash that we just gutted.
Oh yeah, we
And the old harness.
Yeah.
Grab this.
Alrighty, so here's the dash. Now, here's the inside of it. It's, yeah, we took that whole thing right there. That's the friggin' stuff for the heat and airbags. And then we took out all this.
This whole piece ran.
Yeah.
Whole piece ran behind here.
For all the heat and all that crap.
All that garbage.
And these 2 pieces here.
So it's going to give us a lot more room for the extra harness.
For
and
sure.
The harness that was originally in the engine bay.
It's definitely, it's getting there. It's getting there.
Sure, it's getting there.
So this is the old harness. That is for pretty much the rest of the interior items. Just gotta get that all in there, on the whole inside, and then
This harness is basically everything factory related that it doesn't have to do with the engine.
yeah,
So this is like power windows, power locks, the whole radio system, headlights, horn, stuff like that. Gauges.
yeah. Which hopefully eventually I would love to do like a race pack. That would be pretty sick. Do like custom like dash and stuff.
Digital dash.
That would be pretty dope.
This though, this is impressive.
This is pretty
I think
heavy.
that'll weigh a good 10 pounds. For what? What is this doing really?
Just destroying my dashboard. That's all it's gonna do.
This is actually saving anyone. Like, come on.
It's gonna get me some good money though. I could probably get some.
That's pretty sick in there. It's the whole airbag, I guess. It's pretty dope.
So should I sell these or should I prank people with them?
Oh. Oh, man. Ooh. That's a tough call. How much are you looking for money here?
I don't know. I don't even know how much they are.
Dude, you probably get good money for these. These functional airbags. People that don't know the race car like fucking die for those. Literally.
Yeah, no pun intended.
There's all the interior goodies. All the plastics, carpet,
Yeah.
sound deadening. Oh, we took out.
Yeah, we got rid of that right there.
We took out all this. It's
pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy.
Like sound deadening for I think this went over the transmission tunnel. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Underneath the dash and all that crap.
Like there.
But there's sound deadening there on the interior anyway, so it's not like there's...
This thing's gonna be so loud no matter what. Sound deadening is not gonna help.
Yeah. No hope.
This thing's just gonna be
No
loud.
hope. Yep. Chop level 1000.
All right, so we forgot to film an outro for this video, so I'm in the car waiting for my next class at school, and I got Matt here on the phone. He's chilling in his work truck. So we filmed this video probably like a week ago now, Matt?
Yeah, I would say about that.
And just getting around to editing it now when we realized that we don't have the outro. And so since then we've got down the wiring harness. We extended the harness so that we could relocate the stock harness inside of the vehicle and still have the headlight harness in the front of the car. And yeah, tonight we're gonna make another video updating you guys on the harness and what else we're gonna get done. And yeah, see ya.